Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Andy from the Wissahickon Wild channel. Today I'm tying the Hot Cocoa Crappie Jig, which is a 1/16 ounce brown-headed jig with the sickle style hook. And we will start with the Ultra UTC 140 denier dark brown thread. So the first step, tie from the head and down to about the point of the hook. Get a nice base there. And I like to go to the point of the hook so that I can put down the, in this case, a feather tail. It's a neck hackle. I'm using barred dark brown neck hackle. And we'll go from there. This pattern is nice for clear water. That's the piece of tip of the neck hackle that I've pre-cut, and I'm down to the point of the hook now. So we'll just tie that in. I like this to extend about the length of the jig. Put a couple wraps down and secure it. So then you have your tip. It's really, it doesn't have, I like for it to stay flat, but usually twists around. You can try to flatten it out. I think that's what gives it the best profile for the fish, but the fish don't seem to care. It doesn't have to be perfect. So then I cut some pieces of the neck hackle, V-shaped pieces like so, and these will form the base of the tail just to bulk it up a bit and add a little bit more attraction and hopefully vibration. I actually like to bring those back a little bit so that they don't interfere with the movement of that tip. So let's do that, bring it back a little bit. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It looks good like that. So I'm going to secure that down. I'm going to go back down to the tip of the hook. At which point I'm going to tie in my crystal flash. With this pattern, I'm using root beer crystal flash. Just goes well with the colors. So I like this to be real straight. And I tie it in a mayfly pattern, mayfly tail pattern, so it's kind of like a V shape. So we're going to put down one piece here. I do one wrap and two wraps. I like that to extend out like so, and then up one down and around. And then you can trim it the way you like, to the length that you like. I usually let it extend past the hackle tip. And you can trim it to length later on after you're done with the jig. Okay, so that's the next step. We're going to tie in the chenille, and in this case it is a Estaz Opal Root Beer chenille. So I've exposed the tip here, took off some of the fibers, and I like to make sure that it's clear of this hook as close to the front as I can so that it doesn't get in the way of the gap of the hook here. I like to have a big gap here so that the crappie or other fish can have room to hook themselves. sure it'll work another way, even if you crowd it a little bit, but you know, I like to give myself some space there. That's secure. So I've secured that down. I'm going to tie up to the front now. Bring my thread all the way to the head of the jig. And now we're ready to wrap the chenille. So in this case, you just want to secure it down and keep it tight while you wrap. I also like to brush the fibers out so that they don't compress one another when I'm wrapping. And like I said before, this jig has worked for me in clear water real well. Hasn't worked yet for me in dirty water, but it, you know, it might be good for that as well. I just haven't really haven't used it that much, but I have hopes for this pattern. So, you know, it has caught me some bass and unexpected at an unexpected time in the past. Alright, so with the head of the jig, I'm going to tie down 1, 2 wraps, another couple wraps. Snip the excess. Okay, and then I'm going to whip finish here. And then add a little bit of head cement. And that is your finished hot cocoa crappie jig. Give it a try. Like I said, it's good in clear water so far for me. And let me know what you think and post them if you catch them. Thanks for watching. Right there, you just hit on it. Might be a bass. Maybe something good. Yeah, bass. Right after I just went in the water to get it, he just hit on it. On the hot cocoa. Good size, not bad for in here, for what I've caught in here before. Let's see if we can get another one. It's starting to rain. Cast there because you're right in the crosshairs of there's a fish. I saw him take it. Oh yeah, he was right there. Not ready to come in yet though. Took it right in the pads. Let's get him. On the chocolate. Is it on the chocolate or the squirrel? It might be on the squirrel, now it's on the chocolate. Hot cocoa. Ow, 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 don't do that, don't do that. Ow, shit. Stuck on my Band-Aid. Damn. Another 1-pounder. See if I can get my Band-Aid off. Right in the corner of the mouth. There it goes. Yokes, brother. See? Not a good idea. Band-Aid was a liability. Look at that crap. It's right in the pads though. Just saying I was going to throw in the pads, but he hit right in the pads.